I hear the voices inside my head, see voices behind the wall, uplifting the underdog, we fighting above the law.
Deep diving into these cases is like dancing with the devil. But when you dance with the devil doesn't change. He changes you.
Oh, shit. Hey, Chris. Hi, Patty. Hi, Eve. Jojo. Oh, you'll be fine. You've been a mod before. You'll be fine. Yep. Happy Easter, everyone. Hi, Angel. Listen, a lot of lives going on. I don't want to keep everyone too late tonight. To be honest, I almost switched it again because I wanted to finish Justin and Smiley's live. If you guys are following the Sebastian. Okay. Hi, Aaron, JPL. Hi, Bailey, Diana, Lake. Hello. J-Womp. Smelly story. That's bad. ZZ Unfiltered. Hi, Aussie True Crime. Welcome, welcome. What do we got? What is today? 1,019 days are we on? 1,019 days Summerwell's been missing. I know everyone is amped up on all the newer cases, but I'm following closely, but we got enough good people already covering. Not every case pulls at me to make me want to jump in and know what I'm saying. Hey, River Mom. I am horse nut. Black Widow. Hi, Sherry Lynn. Welcome, everyone. How's your weekend going? Hi, Quinny. Oh, I'm on the wrong chat. Quinny's not in here. Hi, Dees. I was watching Justin's chat still. My bad. Let me pull up my chat for a little bit. Did you guys catch Andy Bernard's video? Not but what, 4 days ago? Let me pull that up here. Yes. No, you didn't. Yes. Yeah, I figured a lot of people that follow Summer Case probably saw it. And was I ever excited? Well, we've been few of us talking with Andy behind the scenes, like, you get on this, start fighting back, you know, because nobody's doing that. So when I heard that he had a video dropping and I was gonna love it, he was not wrong. But what else is funny is some of you noticed and sent me messages. Oh my God. He's wearing the same shirt as Jody Sue. What is going on? I got all kinds of the screenshots and I was laughing because I already knew previous to getting those messages because I talked to Andy and Becca. And like, I know for certain. Did you guys notice the same shirts on court day? Did you notice that? Because that's right. She put a bunch of lies on trying to renew an order of protection on Andy. Straight up lied on the paperwork. You know, if I was a holler bunny, remember that show? She straight up lied on it. So you will be happy to know, for once, Andy's gonna fight back on that. Praise the Lord. Finally, someone is putting their foot down. And while it doesn't seem like much, in the answers to Summer's case, we do have something to go off of. But how crazy do you have to really be to go to court, see what your ex is wearing to court, rush home and make sure to find the same shirt? I don't know if she went shopping after court or what, but I know that the shirt she had on during the live stream, same day as court, was not what the chick wore to court. Jody, you are on a whole nother level. You may be crazier than Amber Heard, like on some real shit. And, you know, so of course, I already know what he was wearing, right, to court. I know she wasn't wearing that to court. Hold up, wait a minute. Let me see here. Okay. This was directly after court. She went live as soon as court was over, and she made sure to change her clothes to match what he wore to court, you guys. You can't make this shit up. Jody Sue Brown, all right, is absolutely fucking bonkers. And yes, believe you me, she did go home after court to go live and put, well, it's very dark on this, but she put the exact same damn shirt on he wore to court. You can't make it up. This is not Andy rushing home to match her, because do you think that Becca, who was right there by his side that day, is going to allow that? Get all the way out of town. Jody, you are one crazy bitch. For real. Now that that's out of the way, absolutely crazier than Amber Heard. You can't make it up. You can't make it up. She went after court, probably mad as hell that he's actually fighting this order, because she did nothing but lie. And this is true and factual. And one day I can show you that I know it's factual, right? If I was a Holler bunny, I would say, blah, blah, blah. Go back. I think that was my last live. So I believe same day after court, and watching her go live, and quite literally, yes, she did. She straight up did. Let's just double check here. Like, she did. Well, is it this one? No, 4 hours ago. Is she gonna dirty delete again or whatever? So it'd be like 4 days ago. So, oh, there we go.
Whatever. His misspellings and
Boom!
inaccuracies. And everybody.
Why? Why? Oh, why? Oh, why would you ever want to make damn sure to rush after court to match a monster like this? Okay, court, because she wants the order of protection because Andy's such a monster. All right, so she's trying to get another order of protection, and he's fighting it. So we will be helping with fundraising for his attorney, which you can trust and believe that, yes, I know and can vouch for. He needs to raise $3,500. This one here keeps lying and raising funds for an attorney that she doesn't have, right? As of your court date 4 days ago, you do not have an attorney. You're actually trying to find an attorney. Stop lying right fucking now. Because, girl, like, the shit I know from behind the scenes, Jody Sue, this has to stop. This has to stop. Because I am not going to stop calling it out, because you are fucking dangerous. Okay? You are like the Heathers. You are like Single White Female or whatever. Like all those horror movies, that is Jody Sue. Okay? Scary. Scary as shit. Again, she didn't wear that to court, but Andy did wear that to court. She is absolutely obsessed, okay? Quite disturbing. Now, I have not watched her lives. Why? Because I think she's a very dangerous one. She's trying to throw these people under the bus. She keeps changing her story. And she did start out, after all, with motive. Now, she would like to say she was cleared on some phone call and plays some kind of fuckery. But I still have not heard it. I certainly have not heard it as loud and clear as we just got from Mr. Andy Bernard, but 4 days ago. At the real Andy B.
Sheriff's office.
Yeah, I was just trying to get a hold of Detective Pruitt. I was trying to find out.
Well, here's the thing. There is an attorney that definitely will take Andy's side, because what is going on, not only that, Andy will have multiple character witnesses, and we can write the judge and everything, and we can show proofs and everything that the other side is absolutely false and lying. You know, baby steps, but it's steps, okay? Because finally, as I've been telling everyone, well, you'll hear it. You guys have already heard it, but let's hear it again.
A couple things about something.
Hold on just a minute.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. Now, when listening to this, don't you guys forget what recently happened about a week prior. Hey, sis. Hey, Megs. To Andy making this call. Don't forget that on Ziggy's, Fred slipped, and Ziggy knew it, and she dirty deleted that slip where Fred said that Ryan and Andy they're searching the wrong spots. They're never gonna find her over there. Remember? Do you remember that slip? And it's been dirty deleted off of Ziggy's live stream because she knows she done fucked up. Okay? So keep that in mind with what Detective Pruitt is about to say.
Detective Pruitt.
Yes, sir. How you doing today?
I'm fine. How are you?
Hey, Ryan.
My name's George Bernard, Andy Bernard. I live at 125 Ben Hill Road. I was just trying to figure out some information, maybe, possibly.
Finally, we've got someone doing what I've been longing other people to do for so long.
What about?
Well, okay, for 3 years, I've been wrapped up in the middle of the Summer Wells case.
Sure have.
For a while now, Fred, my cousin, has been saying that I was on the road that day.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else has questioned me after I left my residence, when I separated from my
You're cutting in and out, sir. I can't hear half of what you're saying.
Can you hear me better now?
Can you hear me now?
A little bit.
Okay, I left my residence, didn't go back till September. I went through a separation in the process. I mean, I was just wondering, I was just trying to figure out if there was anything I could do, needed to do. Do you need to talk to me, see me?
No, sir.
I mean, was I on?
You said, no, sir. No, sir.
Sir.
I mean, was I on? Me, see me?
No,
I mean,
No, sir.
was I on? What?
Unless concrete leads come up that we can sort of verify the direction it's headed, we're just accepting concrete leads, and your name has not come up.
Okay. Well,
They are only accepting concrete leads. Andy Bernard's name has not come up. I repeat, because a lot of y'all, in fact, I'm not seeing this enough in the feed. It's like people just want to pretend this call didn't happen. But it fucking happened. And Ziggy can sing on all she fucking wants and continue to incriminate Andy. But you are hearing from Detective Pruitt, who I believe is one of the leads on Summer Wells's case. So fuck what Ziggy's saying, okay? Someone who's going to lie to you about some source she had, even if the source was a legit source that somehow I ruined, was a friend to the Wells boys' foster family. This chick thinks that belongs on YouTube. Let's say what she was feeding you was true. It doesn't have a place on YouTube, right? But we know the source was full of shit. Just like Ziggy Dirty deleted the slip up that Fred just had with saying they're never going to find her over there. They're looking in the wrong places. Well, how the hell does Fred know that? Why would it even bother Fred that they're looking? Beats me. And why would Ziggy Dirty delete something like that? It's not just that she's backing him. She doesn't let any other opinion on that's not all the way up Fred's butt, just like she is, or like he is her, okay? So that's very telling. That is very, very telling to me. What the fuck is she hiding this shit for? Scary, right? Unfounded a little bit, Ziggy? I'd say so. Let's continue on. So again, Andy Bernard is not in any of the concrete leads. His name has not come up. Let me rewind one more time.
As concrete leads come up,
I
no,
mean,
sir.
was I on? What?
Unless,
no,
sir.
Thing I could do, needed to do. Do you need to talk to me, see me?
No, sir.
Was I on? What?
No, sir. No, sir. Wait, where did he just go? I just saw him. There he is. Andy, thank you. Thank you for this call. I'm just now getting to it, but you know, my life's been a little crazy lately, but we're getting to it.
Leads come up that we can sort of verify the direction it's headed. We're just accepting concrete leads, and your name has not come up.
Okay.
Boom.
And I wouldn't put too much faith in what Fred Hill will say.
All right.
Okay.
This is from the mouth of Detective Pruitt. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that Fred was bragging how some Ronnie Lawson, cousin Ronnie and all, who was apparently letting Don out the back door of the jail at night and all. Don't know if that's true. Just repeating what the Donald said, right? So, he just said, I wouldn't put too much faith in Fred. Now, do you guys know why Ronnie would take a picture? He could tell Fred all he wants, that it's for, when, we have an ending or closure to Summer's case, I can say that you were cooperating. Oh, no. That could very likely be to show off if Fred goes down for this. Okay? Because again, I don't hear Ziggy asking Fred about, the guy he shot in, where was it? Virginia? I don't know. But Fred likes to shoot people. All right? Yeah. Let's ask about that. All right?
Well,
That, and I wouldn't put too much faith in what Fred Hill will say.
Listen, Ziggy better be very, very careful because we are hearing from lead detectives. When all's said and done and we don't see Andy Bernard arrested, and we're still being told that he is not. His name in almost 3 years now is not even in. I'm hearing he's not even in the suspect list right now, right? Are you guys hearing that too? This
Well,
call, in my opinion,
Where is it?
clears Andy Bernard right now as a suspect. His name has not come up in the suspect chitter chatter of what he said leads in the case.
I mean,
No, sir.
was I on? What?
Unless concrete leads come up that we can sort of verify the direction it's headed,
Like him.
we're just accepting concrete leads, and
Concrete
your name has
leads.
not come up.
Just accepting concrete leads, and his name has not come up. Now, I will give to you, yes, the law can lie, right? But here Andy is, what can I do? Do you want me to come in? Like, Andy was ready from what he told me. I mean, he just made this call, right? What do you want me to come in? So he's putting himself up there. He was telling me, like, I'll do it, like, because I'm like, go beg for a lie detector, something, like, have them clear you. This is fuckery. Somebody needs to take that step. Nobody has. Well, until 4 days ago, Andy is the first. So let's see, I don't know, Donald Wells make the same call. Candace Bly, Grandis, the Mullen, Robin, right? Your jello, not concrete? Yeah, concrete. I was going to say the cement evidence, but that sounded wrong.
Okay. Well,
That, and I wouldn't put too much faith.
So he's like, do you want me to come down? So what if Pruitt was like, yeah, come on down. I'd like to chat to you. Are you down for taking a lie detector? You know what I'm saying? As far as I know, Andy would have been down and done whatever he had to, because I've spoken to Andy about doing a lie detector, and he seemed down to do it with me. I know he also has a lot of trust in Ryan here, and anytime I have anything to speak really about Andy about, if it's not Val, aka Cotton Candy Boobs, it's going to be Ryan, just because I know where he stands. I know he's seen stuff, heard stuff. I've seen stuff, heard stuff. I don't know who his sources are. He doesn't even know who my sources are. But somehow we ended up on the same page. He says he did, Diana. Now, he says he did. And if he did, now, I don't know. I honestly don't know what to believe about that right now. Why would he go online and say he wore a wire? I'm not sure he should have said that if he did, because, like, the law hasn't even talked about wiring anyone up or whatever. So that was a dumb move, in my opinion, towards the investigation. Something that, if it really happened, maybe Fred should have stayed mum on. But that they wire him up to go send him in, making him think that he's some kind of informant dude helping the case, but really just to listen on him too, right? We have to remember that the law is allowed to use certain tactics. And yes, I repeat, they are allowed to lie, but here was their chance to get Andy in, to get Andy to lie detector, to get Andy to at least to haul him in and question him, right? They don't need none of that. Very interesting. And now pair that with, they did not put hands on Andy's phone. Do you remember that? Andy told us the law did not take his phone. They took Fred's, though. Am I right? Ryan or Andy? Becca? Anyone? It did seem fishy, Bailey. Absolutely did. It seemed weird. And again, why would you disclose that? You know, maybe it happened. I don't know. But I do know that Fred and Ziggy are nothing but fucking pathological liars. So the team up makes all the sense in the world. He picked the right one. You know what I'm saying? Was that a question? You already know. First he said he wore wire, then laugh came through the other side, then it got deleted. Yeah, they're dirty deleting an awful lot, aren't they, Gabble? Uh-huh. Now, Gavel here has had Andy's back from the beginning. I don't even remember quite what I said, Andy, but it was sarcasm anyway. Don't worry. Hi, Rita. Happy Easter, everyone. 1,019 days of summer wells missing. Okay? Easter weekend. 1,019 days today. Now, I hope people will take a little bit of energy off of Andy with hearing this and put it all towards the Ziggy and Fred. Let me just play through this and shut my mouth, okay? Listen.
Sheriff's office.
Yeah, I was just trying to get a hold of Detective Pruitt. I was trying to find out a couple things about something.
Hold on just a minute.
Thank you.
And Andy or Ryan, any of my mods, if you have your link for your lawyer fundraising link, I'm sorry, I need to get that. Andy, please copy and paste it in the chat. You're a mod, so you can share that. We will be using this platform in the next few weeks to help Andy raise that $3,500 because I believe also fighting the OFP and taking it to the trial. While some people don't understand my line of thinking, I also think that's helpful in this case, okay? And quite honestly, I'm tired. In my opinion, Andy is like Johnny Depp, if you will, if that makes sense. I don't like to see what I'm seeing. So, yeah, we will be helping him. If we can get that link, or if you can even text it to me or have Becca text it to me, I can copy and paste it and pin it here in the chat as well. Listen, when I was speaking with you guys with Dawn and Candace doing that for 2.5 years, I did not do the same things that Ziggy is doing with Fred. She is absolutely covering for this man, and I don't understand it. So to me, you aren't for Summer when you're doing shit like that. I put everything out. People really thought like I wanted to marry Don Wells or some shit. Okay, I put it all out there. Even taking the bashings, I didn't hide shit. I wanted people to see and hear the fuckery because yes, it's important. Now there is still there's a lot of stuff that has only been sent to the law because not everything is for YouTube. Trust me. Between Summer's case and Quentin Simon's case, my channel could blow the fuck up. But there's more than just our channels and what's going on and the fuckery of Ben Hill Road and the drama and crama of it all and the YouTube fuckery of it all every day. I am hoping going to be trials one day, someday. And all of that matters. The outcomes and everything. So we do have to be careful. But the people who just care about growing a following, they don't understand that. That's why as much as people talk shit about Ryan, you see he's holding on to some shit. Everything isn't for his channel right in the now, in this moment. Okay? Same with Gavel. There's certain creators that understand. You can't just put everything up on the YouTubes. I know it. I know it. Ryan's out there doing it, so people should leave him the fuck alone. Hi, Griff. Happy Easter. Good to see you. Yeah, I know it is, Ryan, but you're doing the right thing.
Detective Pruitt.
Yes, sir. How you doing today?
I'm fine. How are you?
All right. My name's George
He's like,
Bernard, Andy Bernard. I live at 125 Ben Hill Road. I was just trying to figure out some information, maybe, possibly.
let me see here.
What about?
Well, okay, for 3 years, I've been wrapped up in the middle of the Summer Wells case. For a while now, Fred, my cousin, has been saying that I was on the road that day. Nobody else has questioned me after I left my residence, when I separated from my
You're cutting in and out, sir. I can't hear half of what you're saying.
Can you hear me better now?
A little bit.
Okay, I left my residence, didn't go back till September. I went through a separation in the process. I mean, I was just wondering, I was just trying to figure out if there was anything I could do, needed to do. Do you need to talk to me, see me? I mean,
No, sir.
was I on?
Unless concrete leads come up that we can sort of verify the direction it's headed, we're just accepting concrete leads, and your name has not come up.
Okay. Well,
That, and I wouldn't put
Tragedy.
too much faith in what Fred Hill is saying.
well, I kind of knew that for the rip, but for 3 years this has kind of been affecting me for 3 years.
I can understand, sir, but like I said, your name is not relevant to the investigation, so you don't have anything to be concerned about.
Okay, I greatly appreciate that. That eases my mind a lot, and I greatly appreciate you, sir.
Have a good day.
You too, sir. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. And right now, see, Gavel. Unfortunately, I do feel like I know who's guilty, right? But I will, even if it means apologizing to the likes of a Donald Wells or Candace Bly. If it turns out that I am wrong, I will very publicly apologize just as loud as I have incriminated. But going off of statistics and seeing the fuckery and just, I mean, I will be the first to admit my history definitely makes me, I don't know, have these feelings more so, I feel like. I don't know. Or it just, maybe I'm a little more aware of darker shit I wish I wasn't. But anyway, even if it's the likes of Dawn or Candace or Grandis, I will apologize. Oh, it has to be. It really, for real. It really has to be. Well, what do you guys make of the phone call that Andy did? Are you guys, is it helpful? Is it give us any kind of steps or anything in Summer's case? You guys can join if you would like. Hi, Mike. It is ridiculous. It's all ridiculous. Fred, where's some cards? Yeah. Now, I know she is still going on. That call was like it never even happened in Ziggy's mind, which is very fucking weird. But I mean, this just it. Like, be careful, Ziggy. Be careful, Fred, because again, we're hearing this from one of the lead detectives on Summer Wells's case. Ziggy's got the SD cards. Yeah, exactly. Where are they? Where are they? Perfect. I think I got... Okay. Let me copy link. All right, let me find my chat. I've got the link for Andy's Did I go on my left? No, okay, I thought I was in the wrong live. If anyone would like to help Andy raise the funds, I do know, and hopefully you guys know, we will also be transparent with it, but I know Becca and Andy have been pretty honest and open. They've got the attorney. 3,500 covers it all for him, and I think it's a very important step. Let me make sure that is pinned. So if you guys would like to, yep, I have it pinned there in the comments. So if you guys would like to donate, now I know some people might be afraid, well, will their personal information be out? That's okay. In a couple weeks here, I'm going to make a donation. So you guys, and I only want to put it towards one platform so that we can keep track of it. So if you're worried about him getting your information or you're not quite sure, that's okay. That's understandable. Only use my Cash app and send what you would like to donate that I will put with my donation and put on memo for Andy's attorney fees. That way, if it's only on one platform, I can show that on my channel and not have to go across multiple different platforms to try and keep everything as transparent with you guys as possible. But what I would do is just go directly to their GoFundMe. And yes, I know the attorney name, everything. I'm not sure how much information they're putting out on there. I haven't looked at the GoFundMe page for a couple days, but trust me, I do think that that phone call was just one step in fighting this OFP and helping know who is a liar and a fraud is very helpful in this case. You can do that too, right, Andy? Yes, he can also set up to go directly to the attorney too. So, and I have Andy's Cash App too. We'll get it together, but we will be sharing the GoFundMe here on this platform. Again, I think it's important. Now, exactly, Ziggy says all of this shit. Where is the outrage regarding the skit that Ziggy... Whoa, what? Didn't Summer and the boys name? Wait, what skit? Is this when she dug up the bones you're talking about, Ziggy? Who dug up bones she knew was not a missing child? And if she did, it should never have ever been on her channel like she did, right? But she didn't give a shit because she knew already that it was bullshit and fuckery. But, you know, there ain't nothing that girl won't do, including spraying on some fucking shorts to pay a light bill, all right? Damn. Yeah, I don't know about that skit. Someone sent that to me.
I mean, trust and believe I want to. I'm just a little bitter about you ruining that source for me.
What
She
source?
was a really good source. She was friends with the foster family. And, you know, so I'm really bitter about that. But,
Really bitter about that.
you know, it's done and over with. And it's whatever. But, of course, I want the truth out there.
Do you, Ziggy?
And to hear that it's Fred's sisters, it's...
Okay, yeah, I'll check
Oh my
that out
God.
after this. Okay, thank you. I'm glad I ruined that source, if that is true. I am happy I did. The fact that that made her mad is crazy because, again, if that is legit, that should not be on the YouTube channel. Ziggy needs to stop pretending that she's all about Summer because she's not. She's all about Ziggy and Fred's D at this point. At this point, she's going to be over there. She's going to be the next Gypsy Rose. Fred's D is fire! That's what we're going to hear Ziggy saying. I swear to you, that girl blushes redder than a damn tomato when Fred's around her. We all see it, girls. We know, right? All right? She wants to talk about me sending my ass picture to Dawn, which has always been public. Girl, bye. We aren't covering shit up and allowing people to lie and then dirty deleting. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna go over that. I am gonna go over that stuff. Tragedy and Gavel. We'll probably go live and cover it tomorrow, to be honest. Because why the fuck not, right? If this is how Ziggy wants to be. And the minute that I was hearing that, no matter, like, Andy, sorry, I don't know why I almost called you Richard. That is so fucking left field. Do you know what report I'm talking about back in December? No. Gosh, it's been so darn long. Now, Griff, there's just so much, you know? If anyone wants to join panel, they can. People don't like to join my panel, though. I'm a little too controversial, I guess. Hi, Little Red. Welcome. Charm. Hi, Bubbly. That isn't Cotton Simpson either. Sorry, Fred. Fred does nothing but lie, and it makes me wonder. Again, like, where did that video go? I'm watching for Griff's comment. Because what, with the bone story, right, Wisconsin Mama? Yeah, that was a little bit much. Well, it's all a little bit much over there. But people love that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't understand those people. How is that helpful this summer? Oh, it was, yeah, for sure. It was, I mean, no doubt it was plotted. I don't want to go against your subject, but this was the CPS report about the scabies and the, yes, I do now remember that. Yes, and that was what her source was saying, right? Who she said was it was a CPS worker, and I was like, so she did all of this schooling and got all of her credentials and everything, and she's willing to risk throwing away her career as a social worker and whatnot for a fucking YouTube channel called Ziggy? Like, what is wrong? If that's true, what the fuck is wrong with these people? You know, it makes zero sense. Killer, happy Easter, fam. It makes zero sense, but the people watch the shit, you know, and she knows that. Somehow I'm the bad guy in all this to everybody, though. Like, holy shit. Xena. The voice in the video with the Bob dude, but I can't remember when the helicopter was there and when he was there. That was the whole deal, the source and who actually presented it to us. Yeah, so she lied about the source, right? It wasn't a CPS worker, which, duh. And now in this voice clip, it's gone from it was a CPS worker in Tennessee that, you know, knows the Wells Boys case to now it's a friend of the foster family, right? Is that what she said?
Trust and believe I want to. I'm just a little bitter about you ruining that source for me. Like, she was a really good source. She was friends with the foster family.
Friends of the foster family. Okay. I don't, Griff. No, I don't. It wasn't a CPS worker. Well, I know that. Because what CPS workers risking basically on a gagged case giving information, like, none of that makes sense. The people who follow Ziggy have to be, I'm sorry, not all there. You know what I'm saying? They are not all there. Because listening to her, you can tell, is lies. It's I don't know. I don't understand the people. These very people want to trash me and say all this shit about me. Cool. That's cool. But you're backing a straight up liar. Let's say she wasn't a liar and she was telling the truth. Does the shit belong on YouTube? Let's pretend She's not the liar that some of us know for facts she is, okay? And it's all true. Does it belong on YouTube? Lady CG. I think I did. Okay, I did hear that. See, the fuckery and the productions like that, Griff. Yeah, I try to like block it out. I can't, and it's a lot. In Summer's case especially, it's a lot of productions and fuckery. Shit, we got Don Wells a month in saying he wants to plan $1 million fake confession. So, I mean, maybe he should have linked up with Ziggy all along. She doesn't have to do research when she's got Fred Hill in her back pocket. Right? She thinks people are just going to believe her. And for some reason, feeling sorry for Fred. You guys are sending this man money. You are cash apping her and whatever her and saying, send this. And she's like, oh, yep, I just sent half of that to Fred. Are you fucking kidding me? You're giving an actual suspect money who might or might not know where Summer is. You're going to give him money. Now, match that with Ziggy is dirty deleting shit that's very scary that Fred is saying. Like how he knows that Ryan and Andy are searching the wrong areas. How do you know? How do you know Summer wouldn't be found there? Yeah, absolutely, Griff. Please you. Anyone? Yeah, you're welcome. Let me share the link again. 2 sources. The first one was a CPS. The second was Friends. Oh, 2 different sources. Okay. Okay, so she's okay. Let me. How do I put us back? Hold on. Sorry. Hi, Gavel. There we go. It has to benefit her. Yeah. Okay. 2 different sources. It does become confusing.
I wanted to see if I could help explain.
Yes, please help me.
Okay, first there was the live about, well, actually first there was a live about Dawn and Candace failing their polygraph,
Right.
as well as their drug tests.
Right. Well, that's not a rumor. That's true.
Well, Ronnie Lawson said they passed.
I don't care what Ronnie Lawson says. I know what I have for proof from the Donald himself. So I don't know why Don would lie to me.
No, I got you.
One of them is lying. That's all I can say. Ronnie's lying or the Donald is lying. But Don told me that they failed and that they both had cocaine. And that's when Don told me cocaine was his drug of choice and that he suffered with it.
Yeah. Yeah, the polygraph.
The polygraph. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he didn't say, Ronnie Lawson didn't say anything about the drug test. It was the polygraph. He said that they passed.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Again, like, I don't know.
They can lie.
Yeah. So yes. So that happened first. And nobody was there. It was her talking to herself.
Okay.
Then the next night was the CPS one where she said all this horrible stuff.
I remember being in that live, and I think that's when I got blocked.
Oh my gosh. It was really, really bad. That information, that source we have found out is a fake Facebook account.
A fake Facebook account.
Correct.
Okay. Imagine that.
Yeah. So then a few days later, she has a call with someone that goes by Erica A. And that person claims to know the foster family where the boys are, and her son is friends with one of the boys, supposedly. This was Lady CG.
Oh, okay.
Right. And that's the source she was saying that you ruined.
How did I ruin that? I have never talked to that person. That doesn't make sense. No.
I don't know. Well, then there was the Michelle Reed Duncan. I think what's her name? Michelle, somebody that lived there. I'm sorry if it's the wrong Michelle. I apologize. There was a Michelle that supposedly said Ronnie said the thing about the 4 hours. There was the lady of the night, which nobody has any idea who she
Yeah, I
is.
know.
What
I
I
remember
mean, all
that.
of that's ridiculous, and the things that are claimed, she brought it up again to pile on Andy because
Mhm.
supposedly there was someone else with Dawn the whole time, and then she sends a picture of Andy, and she said, "Yeah, that's him."
What?
Yeah, that's supposedly what happened. But as far as I know, that's not something Andy did. There's also the claim from Fred that Andy was in Knoxville for a month after someone went missing. That's not true. We
That's
know
not
his
true.
whereabouts.
Yeah.
So it's all of this is very strange. I
You
don't know
know who did
why.
go to Knoxville for a couple weeks and had to be coerced back by the church members, though?
Yes.
Yeah. Wasn't Andy.
You said cult. I mean church.
Yeah. Just keeping it, real.
Yeah, and see, as far as like the church, like Sharon and I, there's a lot of stuff that we don't agree as far as like about things, but I think we get along really well. And we haven't had any. It's all been online. Every time I've talked to Sharon, has been
Yeah.
here online where people can see.
Yeah, no,
But
I don't I've never had any issues with you.
there is a whole lot of stuff. There was a video she played of the helicopter
Yeah.
that came from Slop. That's trash. That is absolute trash, and, like, the first time you hear it, I was like, That's not even the same layer. The sound's not on the same layer." So someone intentionally faked that, and for what reason, I don't know,
So who the fuck
but
is doing that? Is Ziggy?
no, Ziggy played it. It came from Slop, who was D Presents, used to be D Present.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so there was an audio, some man talking about something catching fire, blowing up. He thought it was going to blow up or something, and she she plays it and said, "Fred said that's Cotton Simpson," and she plays Cotton
Oh,
Simpson's voice against this man's voice and all this stuff. But there's a song in the background while the man's talking. There's a song. The song didn't come out until after Cotton was dead.
oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
wow. Okay, so this is the kind of research Ziggy's doing over there?
I guess that it was horrible. Absolutely horrible, and so this man is
Hmm.
deceased, and they're putting all this stuff on him. I don't know him, never talked to him, don't know anything much about him, but I think this is really maybe hold back on the things Fred says until you can verify them. That's all I'm saying.
You would you would think. I mean, clearly, and she doubles down a few weeks ago. Fred's stories are consistent. He's never not consistent. And I'm like,
He is
what?
consistently inconsistent.
Exactly. Are we listening to the same Fred? Because I'm hearing a whole different Fred. Like, what the
So
fuck, Ziggy?
the other night after the call that Andy made to Detective Pruitt,
Yep.
after that call, she goes live and she says, Fred never said that Andy did anything this summer. There are multiple instances
Oh,
of Fred saying that he suspected Andy and Jody Sue, that he suspected Andy. Multiple
yeah. Yeah. We
instances.
know what he's saying without so much. I
Yeah.
mean, he doesn't have to straight up say, Andy done something this summer. He's been saying it without really saying it in those words. But I mean, I guess if you want to continue being deceitful, Fred, continue talking like that. And Ziggy's doing you no favors, dude. Like, no
Not at
favors.
all. This is not helping
I mean, I
Andy. It's
guess
certainly
besides
not
giving the
helping
dude
Summer.
money. Yeah.
None of this is helping Summer. It's not helping
No.
find Summer. It's a distraction, and I don't understand why this is okay. Like, there's so many. The bones. People always bring up the bones. That's the least of the things that have occurred here. What she did to the Wells boys with that CPS live, and then the follow up to verify, like that was basically just saying that all the stuff from the CPS live was correct. That's what that lady CG live was.
Hmm.
Now, I don't know how much of it she knew or cared to know. Like if it was
She
true or
doesn't
not,
care to
I
know
don't
anything.
know.
As long
But
as
I
she can
can't.
get people in her chat, that's all she really cares. She doesn't care about nothing else. Clearly.
Oh, well,
Clearly
I'm saying
not.
it's like I can't verify her intent or that she knew about any of it not being true or any of that. So I'm not trying to say that, but it's
We all have
extremely
our feelings though,
irresponsible.
Jenny. Because if
I
you're
know.
getting told stuff from someone, Griff, you're getting told stuff from someone, I'm getting told stuff with someone, I'm for sure, I'm like, I don't know, like we know in our own feelings, in our own hearts, if it's bullshit. I mean, do we not?
What?
She knows.
Yeah,
She knows.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, if I can't back it up, I'm not gonna say it.
Or even if you just want to put their own behaviors on there, but that's not what she's doing with Fred. She's covering for him. She's dirty deleting for him while having people feel sorry and making him some kind of victim while lining both of their pockets. I have a problem with that.
Well, wait, has she dirty deleted stuff?
Yes, she dirty deleted
She's been
just
doing that 2 years,
she's been
3
doing
years
that for 2
now.
years. But Fred just slipped up not long ago on her live and said they're never going to find Summer where they're looking. Summer's not there. Why'd she delete that?
And that live is gone?
No, the live's not gone. Just that part is gone. And
Cher,
here,
who was the one? Who was the person that they said? I mean, I think Gavin Geek's trying to say the person you said that the CPS report come from. Who is that person's name that you
Lady
said earlier?
CG.
No. The fake CPS, which she never got a report, and she said she didn't have a report. But the
Do you know where
person
the
that had
report there was? Okay, go ahead.
there was no
I'm a,
report. It was a person telling her that
right.
they knew these things, right?
Well,
And so
there was actually a report. That's what I was trying to. I'm not trying to interrupt you. I'm trying to tell you what
no,
actually went
no.
on with that whole deal. I was unfortunately privy to that whole deal. There was an actual manufacture or production of a report that was basically emailed to me, emailed to Ziggy from another creator. The
Oh,
when it went to vetting is when I started getting all the trash talking against me is when I read it and found out it was not even a real report. The entire thing was a ruse. It was not as far as the report. Yes, that's true. The reason why I would not produce it, was not going to say nothing about it, and I turned it down point blank was because there was no way to vet it. I was told not to worry about it, to go forward with it. This was shortly after I was brought up into the group, so to speak. We had early, like I said, I started on Summer Wells in July of 2021.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
And
Same time as I did.
Right. Well, I got shared. My videos got shared by AB and Doug Hutton. And all of a sudden, overnight, I went from no subscribers to over 3,000. Well, and that's a lot to me. Trust me. But that's whenever I started seeing what was going on. I was being spoon fed information in a way to get me to produce content, and I just was not about all that. I could not do that. wasn't going to. And when I got the content, when it got given to me, because see, me and Ziggy both got shared at the same time by Doug and AB. We both were on the same panel together one night when we first got introduced to the whole group. We was all both on there together. Shortly after that's whenever all this stuff come up. But the idea was just to go ahead and put it out without worrying about going. I said, well, first of all, the CPS agent, that's a federal. I mean, that's works the government. That's somebody that works for the country and the government. That is a person that's going to be risking her reputation, her job, everything. I mean, it was during that time the ridiculous part about it was this was an investigation of a missing child, and YouTube was throwing it. It's almost like we was the ones getting all the information. It was ridiculous, and something like this could have cost that woman, if it was a real woman, could have cost her a job. To even bring this out because it was not something privy to us public people to have. And when I questioned that lit off.
Oh, we can't hear you.
Yeah, you kind of went out for a second. But yeah, I was questioning it too, and I ended up getting blocked because I was saying the same. So she's risking her career for your channel? Like, that doesn't make sense. Caged, what you're not going to do is come in here and try and attack Andy like you are the know-it-all. All right? again, I don't care if he used the exact words, Andy is responsible for Summer missing, because what I can tell you is that Jody Sue Brown definitely has said that, all right? But it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see and hear the shit that Ziggy's been allowing Fred and what Ziggy's been helping to do towards Andy. Now, enough is enough. You've heard it from Detective Pruitt. Stop trying to do the word salad to defend Fred or Ziggy in any way. That's not welcome over here. She can go and defend Fred and have him up her ass all she wants on that channel, and you can go right on over there, okay? Don't come in here and go at Andy like that. Not ever. You do it again, you're gone.
In case Fred has said that on multiple occasions, even if he said that when he was face to face with Andy, like, I don't think you had anything to do with it. He did say that when he was like having to talk to Andy directly. But he has said multiple times in the past, including go look at the very first interview he did with Ziggy.
In the three-way conversation that me and her had, when me and her and Doug had, the same very words out of her mouth was, after I said I couldn't vet it, she said, I don't care. Look at how many views I get if I go ahead and put
Whoa! What?
This was in December of 2021. I've been trying to 21. I mean, that's the whole time. They have been basically shellacking my butt, for me, any way you want to say it, about just making me discredit everything about me. Oh, yes, this was given to me, privy to me. I was right off the bat saying this. I mean, I was even writing on the wall. And when I went against all that, that's why AB, Doug, the whole 9 yards, every one of them was involved in that shit. They knew exactly what was going on. It wasn't about that child anymore at that point.
No.
That's what that's what drove me to them up the wall. And they did everything in their power to discredit me, where my voice was not going to be heard. Nobody wanted to listen to nothing I had to say. But it was fact of the matter. That's why Ziggy turned around then and got Venomous Diamondback, or whatever his name was, Silverback, to sit there and portray my voice, claiming that I called her house saying I was going to get her a boyfriend. All that crap went on. That's exactly when all that crap went on.
I remember that.
Oh,
these
she
are
thought
some
you were
sick individuals. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. All the whole shebang.
Yeah.
She was trying to dox people. She was doxing her own people. They're trying to tell her to calm down.
She did apologize for thinking you were green. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but she apologized for thinking I was green. Okay, but she didn't think. She apologized about manufacturing getting somebody to act my voice out and play it on an answer machine and leave emails and stuff like that. But it's neither here nor there. That's what it is. That's the kind of people they are. But yeah, that. Then when she made that comment clear to me, I said, "This is crazy. This is not what it's about." I completely. I lost it with them. I just told them, I said, I don't want to do this.
Somebody sent you a fake CPS report.
They sent both of them. It was Doug Hutton. That had come. It was produced by Doug Hutton. Doug Hutton's the one who brought it up. Did you?
What?
I mean, no thanks. No thanks. The one it came from. Oh yeah, that was the whole shebang. That's when it all came out.
That's disgusting. Whoa. And
the next thing I know,
inside. If you're saying you don't know, why are you in here trying to defend? As if we don't know when he was like, well, Andy, what was the money exchanged for? Like, get real. Don't come and defend someone you're saying, well, maybe I don't know. Shit's confusing. Yeah, shit is confusing, but don't come in here then guns blazing after Andy if you don't fucking know. We are all very tired of that.
What about the non-disclosure? Did you hear about when all that come out? That's exactly where that's the same thing come from that. It came from Doug Hutton. The whole implication of having non-disclosures being signed and all that kind of crap was just true.
That's true.
It was all them just completely crazy.
Griff, there is non-disclosures in Summer's case.
Well, I know there is, but not everybody.
Okay. No, not everybody. I didn't sign one. No.
Right, I know. No.
But anyone that going to that property did have to sign.
If you had to go, if you went to the property, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we searched out there. We didn't have to sign anything. And we also didn't put anything, we didn't make anything content either. So
there you go.
Yeah, but some of the people that didn't sign it still went in their property, ended up taking things from the property that didn't belong with them. They took things out of there. Now, they didn't sign it either, but they weren't even supposed to be on the property to begin with. That's why they didn't sign it. You know, they were supposed to have to ask permission. You know what I'm talking about with that? She's no longer in YouTube now. But, yeah, that's the ones that they got around that by not, telling people, not announcing themselves being there, so to speak. But yeah, there's been so much skullduggery when it comes to this child's case. I've even had them. I've had people fake like FBI agents. I've had people come to call me like FBI agents, sending me information, trying to find out where Ernie Shell's at, trying to get me to pinpoint hit. I mean, it's ridiculous. These people are.
Yeah, I had feds texting me. I'm like, no federal. Yeah, they're not going to text me. Like, get her life.
I had them sending me pictures. I had them send me pictures of the red truck and it's supposed to be in Indiana. You know, all this kind of, well, why the hell do I need to, why would you, because they want me to put, I said, I'm not doing this. Till I finally got fed up with the crap, and I went in and showed everybody what the hell, when I finally found out it was all fake. I mean, I had them even portraying to be the state, Texas Rangers and the people out of Plano, Texas, for whenever me and Benny was going at each other. I mean, literally having 3 and 4 way I ain't not kidding. They would call me in the middle of the live, tell me to try to turn it toward Ernie so they can triangulate him because he's done hit it, broke his phone again. Now they can't find him again. I mean, it's completely just anything to get things twisted.
Yeah.
But to bring this child into it, and we talk about her brothers and the whole scabies and all that kind of thing, I sit and actually seen the report, but it was an all fabricated report. It was all just, and Ernie Shell could have done a better job than what the Doug done on it.
Well, that's pretty fucking bad.
Still. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she did tragedy.
I think there was a lot of people that tagged on to that and trying to take attention for it, but I know that where it actually originated from was that was one of his plans, Doug Hunt's plans, and I think AB had something to do with it too. To be honest with you, that's just my
super fucked up.
It is. A child's missing. You know, this child is just don't clean it, just don't fall out of the damn sky, and they don't just disappear and out of thin air.
Right.
But it seems like we've produced more chaos off of this child's, you know, the missteps that happened when this child disappeared. Everybody, I mean, look at the people that they've gone against. We got so many YouTube criminal YouTube villains or whatever of people that just live there, you know, live close by. Just anybody to get attention out of them, and they're all getting views.
Yeah. Well, we had Jody Sue, like, I'm her neighbor. If anyone deserves to make money, it's me.
I know, and the things they say, that's what gets me. It's that it's hard to, you don't want to, these people get so much credit, but at the same time, they discredit themselves by making comments like that. Just like what Ziggy said, you know, I don't give a damn, I'll get views. I mean, just say things like that and you expect, you know, I just can't look at people and take them serious like that whenever they're acting that way. But then they want to get mad because they're getting attacked and being bullied and everything, supposedly. You know, well, look at all the things you said to put yourself in that situation. To present yourself as being that. I mean, you're like you was taking it and you was grasping onto it like you wanted to be the villain, but now you don't want to be. Can't go on with your life. They got your whole life ruined. They keep attacking. They are stalking you. Oh, come on, get a break.
Being the villain is not fun. Let me tell you.
I know it. Trust me.
Yeah.
I have been called everything. I've been called a deadbeat dad. My kids have been out of my house since 2014. Okay, I've got a valedictorian. My daughter, I've been accused of messing of what they call that, trying to do the PDA thing, PDL, or whatever they call. I'm not going to say on. Anyway, I've been accused of some vile shit when it comes to my kids, pardon my French.
I've heard it. Yep.
Because of all I've done is voice my opinion and struck a nerve with some of it actually coming out to be, you know, obviously true. And the only way they can know how to counterattack that is just discredit me, just completely just take me off the damn chart. Nobody wants to listen to anything I say. I mean, we've got people that come into this unit, you know, this community here, this true crime community. When I first came in, that's what I took it as. I mean, I was new to this place in July of 2021. I seen it as soon as I seen a video about Summer Wells. I mean, next thing I knew, I've seen them all over. It was just like it was trending on my computer, on my phone, but I just couldn't get enough. I couldn't get away from it. I made a lot of uploads about it, and just because I was concerned. I mean, because I had kids myself, but it seemed like the more people and the people that I kept seeing was being just real shady and acting ways that they've got kids at home, at their own kids at home. And you've seen the same thing. You've seen the attacks they give on you. These people are the ones that are sitting there now. They're being lucrative on the deal. They're the ones that are actually enjoying the splendors now after they completely destroyed the community. What is? Look at how many community true crime channels we've got in this community that no longer can even get views hardly, unless you're talking about one of these clowns over there. You know the one I'm talking about.
I'm one of them.
Well, you know what? No, you know what I mean. Though it's not
if
that.
I wanted to be an asshole and a liar, you know, or just not care about the future trials and stuff. I could
and that's
get
what they want.
Views.
And that's what they want. You're exactly right. And that's what these people want. It's majority of them. I mean, it's just the majority. It's not saying everybody's like that, but that's the way it is. The majority of them want to see a train wreck. They want to see somebody just fall flat. They want to see Ernie Shell run down the road and make a fool of himself. They want to see that. But do they want to watch true crime anymore? No. I think that's the true crime we're dealing with.
I had to learn how to tune out of that kind of shit.
It's hard. Trust me, the last
Yeah.
3 years, I've gotten to the point where when you're trying to put out product or put out what I call product or content about things that you think are trying to be helpful, I get caught up in it too. The drama back and forth crap, you can't help it. Once you get so dug into when you attack the way I have, and I know you have too, you can't help but to retaliate, and then you get point. That's why you're stuck in the middle of it. It's hard to get out of it. And once you realize that these people, even when you try to put good content out away from all that, you don't even get the first thing of views. I mean, it's like you're shooting in the dark. You can't get nobody to see it because you're not talking about that no more. You're not basing everything you got to say. I've lost moderators, I've lost subscribers that have literally walked away because I was not dealing with that stressful environment and not almost to the point where I'm ready to end myself. They were happy with that. That's bad. Whenever
We
there's
lost
the whole
you for a little
time.
bit there.
Yeah, I jumped out because we're echoing. Everyone's
I'm
echoing.
sorry. I ain't got. Do I got something on echoing? Let me see. I don't know if I do or not.
No,
It's probably my
just
fault.
Griff's not echoing.
Am I echoing now?
Mm-mm.
No, I think it might be me.
And I didn't mean to get up here and change the subject.
Link.
What was that, Jenny?
Oh, I just said, do you mind if I post the jerks link?
No, please do. All right. Do you guys think that video with Andy was helpful? Oh, sorry.
I think if you look at it in both directions, the way the cop acted, it seemed to me like the cop. I think that you can tell a little bit. Didn't you sense a little bit of dissension or animosity in the cop's voice whenever he went to talking about Summerwell to the cop? The way it's almost like that. That's a dead. To me, I've heard people do that to me before. You're cutting in and out when they don't want to talk. They give you that kind of. It happens a lot, but it's almost as if he was just trying to get Andy off the phone. But I mean, if Andy's the one that's been being attacked by it, I mean, he's got every right to call and ask him.
Yeah.
Well, we have no idea either. Oh, it's you, Griff, that's echoing.
It is me.
Can you mute for just a second?
Let me see. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. Am I okay now? Am I echoing?
Yeah, you sound fine. Am I echoing?
No.
Damn it, Griff! No.
I just happened to see his bubble was still moving when I was talking. Crap, I can't remember what I was going to say now.
I think Griff is right because I kind of got that feeling because I'm like, I remember too, like the law can lie, right? But I invite Fred to make the same call Andy did. I'd be interested in seeing, do we get the same kind of response? Don, the Donald, the Candace, the Grandis. I invite everyone. And here's my thing. I always told TBI, if I'm not helpful to the case, just tell me I'll back out. Come take my phones, come take the computer, whatever. I will back out. Am I helping or am I harming the case? And I said, I'm muting him for a second. I said,
Am I still doing it?
Yeah, you're echoing.
Am I still doing it?
Yes, sir.
You're making us echo, actually.
Okay, but
you're not echoing. You're making us echo.
The TBI agent. Oh, I was going to say maybe he should try and come back. The TBI agent said, as long as I'm comfortable, keep Dawn and Candace talking. Okay? Mm-hmm. For a little bit, I stopped talking to them because I got scared when large amounts of money and drugs was being brought into the picture, which was about mid-July. Not too long after Summer's disappearance. This is when I thought, uh-oh, there's no place for YouTubers in this now, right? But when I hear keep them talking as long as you're comfortable, that's telling me something.
Said that.
Yeah, that's telling me.
I remember that live. I was watching it and I was like, oh, wow.
I was shook. All right. Now, not once, not twice, but 3 times I have been told this by law. So what would that tell you? That's why I was like, I'll take the bashing. I'll take what everyone is saying about me because they don't know. They don't know. In no other case have I been told, like, keep them talking. Now, if it's true, and the jokes that Pruitt has, oh, we have applications, blah, blah, blah. That was their time to tell me, just butt out, we got this. Mm-hmm. That's not what I was told.
There's gavel geeks I want a heart to touch.
Welcome back,
um,
Griff.
so the deal with Pruitt, I think, because we've heard him on the phone with other people before.
Mm-hmm.
Bullhorn Betty, and Benny called once, and he gets real aggravated. And I think it's because he's had so many crazy calls. You see, they put people straight through to him.
Yeah.
So he's probably had an unbelievable number of crazy calls.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I could see him getting irritated with that too.
Yeah.
Again, I invite Fred to make the same call and make it public. Don't do no dirty deleting now, Fred. All right? Call Pruitt, because what Pruitt said at the end of the call is what's the most telling to me.
I couldn't believe that.
That he actually said that to
Yeah.
Andy, of all people, right? I wouldn't put too much faith in what Fred is saying. Then you got the dirty deleting of Fred saying he knows Summer won't be found. Where, don't forget, we got Dawn in text messages telling me Fred's his number one suspect, but we also can't forget, where did the dog sit again? Was that Andy's truck?
Mm-hmm.
No. It was Fred's truck.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
But look, guys, he debunks himself in the same conversations that he's talking in.
He was there outside loading his truck at 3:30, Jenny. About the time that I think Summer went missing.
Well, he said something in the first time I listened to it, and I was like, wait, what? He said, I wasn't even here when the little girl went missing. And I was like, how do you know you weren't? How do you know what time she went missing?
For real. Mm-hmm.
And he even admits at some point he came back, he says, around 6:30 to get the trailer for the motorcycle.
And that's when 911 was called, 6:29
Nobody saw
PM.
him come in there.
So we maybe need to have Ryan and searchers go to wherever they do the car crushing.
Well, you're talking about searches, though. What about EquiSearch? The insinuation that EquiSearch put out that somebody was impersonating when they were telling them what to put on YouTube. Did you see all that? I mean, was that something that was going on? Internal. It was something about that. It was something about. It was not too long ago. They done an interview on another show. EquiSearch guy, the guy, I can't remember his name. You know his name.
Yes, Dave Radar.
Dave Radar. It said something about there was some way, somehow there was somebody that was that impersonated an FBI agent that was basically telling him what to bring, what he wanted, what he was allowed to bring to YouTube. And it was stuff that was completely ass backwards of what we'd assume would be the best thing, trying to keep everything, copacetic and above board. It was the misleading rumor stuff that was they were allowing him to bring.
That's so weird.
There was something about that. I can't remember. I can't remember who that was. It was on another. It was on a channel. One was that out of this community. It wasn't in this normal realm. Was it
Duty Ron?
Duty Ron?
Yeah, Duty Ron. Yep, it was Duty Ron.
Well, yeah, might have been that. I think it was him.
I didn't hear that.
Mm-hmm.
I knew they had an issue with Churchill Rescue. There was some kind of issue there at one point, but they worked it out.
Well, see, that's what Ryan said. That Dave Radar then was being followed around there. LA wanted him out, but he was also, the conversations that he was claiming he thought he had was with the TBI agents or something. It wasn't an actual person. He went back and they had found out that the person, apparently he had, through somehow of him going and talking to another agent maybe, or an actual agent, he finally found out what that was. But the entire time he was down there on the last time they would come out, they were being just coached and saying whenever they talk to people from YouTube or whatever, what to say. It was ridiculous. It's just, that
gives me Tim Mullen vibes, though. Oh,
yeah, exactly. That's the first thing I thought it was. That's the first thing I thought. But he said it was a woman. It was a woman. But that's what we've also had. There's a woman on YouTube that's claimed that she was the one that was doing all that. Made it in a conversation. Yeah, one of the.
Was that the one that was on Ziggy's and saying she was Ronnie Lawson? She worked with Ronnie Lawson. You remember that girl? And then I called Ronnie Lawson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Ronnie's like, I didn't tell nobody to give any statements. Remember that?
There's so much misleading stuff about it. It's like Ernie, you know, with the stuff when that guy Timothy something or whatever that went in there, and he done a story, done an article on Summer Wells, and he made the comment, and it come up across the thing that Ernie Shell had been arrested for questioning that Candace had basically accused him of being the one that took Summer, and he had that big thing that was wrote up in his article. You know, him putting out that piece of paper, a document on receipt on YouTube that showed that, you know, where that supposed to be showed like a report to a newspaper where Ernie Shell had been arrested. You had Ernie turn around on Ziggy's panel one night. I don't know if you remember that or not, where Ernie come out and claimed that he had been arrested for suspicion of her. Remember that when he come out and said that on there, and that's whenever he made a comment. Somebody said something about that was wrong. He's, oh yeah, well if you know, she better care. Oh yeah, she'd be fine. I'd have her ass a brother somewhere. And they thought he was talking about Summer, but he was actually talking about He claimed he was talking about Candace. The skullduggery when it comes to that, when people come out and spread rumors, I don't know who this Tom guy or Timothy guy was. He was a guy that everybody's been really skeptical about. He put out the. You've seen that video, but it's got the whole breakdown of it. But he actually shows that part in it. I think I can find it on BitChute right quick. But it shows where Ernie gets on there, talking to a whole panel of women. You know, it was on Ziggy. There was always a panel of squawking hens. But they were, yeah. He just come out and said it. Yeah, you know, y'all guys, I got arrested for that. You know, Candace accused me of blah blah. You know, he didn't come out and say there's a rumor. He just said that, you know, that's what had happened. But you can't get nobody, you know, you can't question them on that no more. There's nobody even answer. They act like it never happened. That's the funny thing about it. They delete everything, but, you know, there's still ways of getting to find it out there. They think that's just because they say, you know, as long as they delete it's gone. But
so you said a woman was telling Dave Rader what to say?
Yeah, and from what I gathered, the woman that everybody, I can't say for about it's her or not. I know I was also I had dealings. The reason why I brought up because I was having dealings with a woman and and a guy. Like I said, I had people that were supposedly advocates. Okay, they claimed to be advocates for domestic violence that were also you know, for missing children and stuff that were coming at me, feeding me information to go after Ernie Shell and whatnot. That were claiming to be advocates, like the same advocates that supposedly brought the stuff about rap, you know, into YouTube, which didn't make no sense to me either. But these women were these to me, and I considered them to be, you know, genuine. I mean, I took them for what their word was. But at the same time, I had people emailing me needing help. So when somebody emails me needing help, what's the best thing for me to do is, okay, I got these people squawking in my ear telling me they're all bleeping out all these statutes about this and that, and they're all about this and about helping their, you know, people that's been in trouble. They can be a safe haven for them. I put them to work. I say, person just got in touch with me. They need some help. And I had a woman in Idaho that was in a bad position. Her husband, her husband had been messing with with her daughter, his stepdaughter. She was 13 years old. His wife had found out about it. She tried to call law and couldn't do nothing about it. Somehow he knew the people in the police department. The only thing that got saved her was he went to jail for 1.5 years because he got pulled over and had substance on him, and he got put in jail for that. Well, the whole time he's in jail, he kept sending collect calling her, telling her, you know, hey, when I get out, he was going to do to her daughter. Well, she didn't want to do. 3 days before he got out of jail, she contacted me. She had seen one of our shows, and I said, okay. So I contacted the person I knew. I said, look, this woman needs help. This woman needs help. I need you to do something. Okay, I'll get on it. Well, I didn't hear nothing. Well, 4 days after that conversation, I get a phone call from that woman, and she's on her way to Texas.
Oh. Did Robin search? I don't think Robin searced. I know she went to the house that night after packing snacks. I don't know.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you just blanked out.
She had to do what she had to do. And it's just, am I there? You hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Am I out? Okay. But yeah, I didn't want to just come out and say everything in detail, but she had to do something to protect her and her daughter. And when she done what she done, she took off. And because she was left to hand, the woman never called her. She was ghosted by the individual that claimed that she was supposed to be an advocate. So that individual there also had a tie to the person, right? And she had ties with the person that has made the comments on YouTube where she has jokingly said that she was the FBI agent that was talking to Dave Rader, and also made comments stating that she had gotten in touch with another creator about Ernie Shell doing the same thing. And that's what makes me think it's the woman that I'm talking about. And she knows damn well what she said and what she done, and I don't know her voice. I've never heard her voice.
That
on
is
YouTube.
super ballsy to be reaching out to like Dave Radar and shit and trying to mess
Well,
with
to
his
brag
search.
about it.
And
then
brag
turn around
about
and brag
it.
about it. That's the kind of crap that gets me. And they're not, every one of them do it. Every one of them sit there and brag about it later.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Oh my god.
But it's the whole time, the whole time is the fact that there's a child missing. You know, that's what drives me up the wall. I mean, so much time was spent on just so much rumors and drama and creating views.
So much.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I know, and I have proof that Tim Mullen thinks the productions are fucking hilarious and he helps the Wells plan these. He to the point where Don thought it was funny because Tim Mullen put it in his head that it would be funny if he made a video and sent it to me of him digging up bones. And I had to tell him, Don, don't fucking do that. Like, I have it all recorded. Don't do that. Like, you know, go ahead and put the toothpick in your mouth to make fun of Reverend Donna. That's funny. But when you get to uncovering bones and making a joke in your daughter's disappearance, you lose all credibility that you do have, which isn't very much, right? And you don't want the haters and the Karens after you, as he says. Yeah, it's just bizarre. And I have it recorded where he's like, you know, Tim thought it would be funny. Like, there's a reason Tim didn't want him talking to me, okay? Because I'm finding out how shitty of a man that person is, too. I can't help but think that he's involved in some of these productions. Because who has the balls like that to go after someone like Dave Radar, who is friends, very close with the dude Iran? A fucking cop from New York. Like, am I right? Isn't he? Wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Just so I wanted to. So somebody just sent me that Ziggy was on her Empress channel, and she put up an email showing when she sent Lady CG her phone number, and it was the 25th of November. So after the phone call was like early November. So she may not have known that it was Lady CG. Right?
Then
She may have
it
thought it
shouldn't
was
have been on
legit.
her damn channel.
Well, what
Yeah,
you talking
I don't
about
know.
videos? You were talking about videos of Tim Mullen. Who was the one that was behind the thing with Michael Vaughn and Summer Wells? They were claiming that they were actors in it that had that video out, or probably supposed to be a movie or something that was coming out. Whatever. Do you remember
The
that first part?
shoes.
What was that all about? There was shoes
I
or
don't
something like that. I
know.
think it was like shoes. What was that? Where did all that come from?
Tim
I stay
Mullen.
far
I mean,
away
Mullen.
is
from
that where it came from? I mean, it was
Yeah,
just odd how that just
feet,
popped up.
feet
I have
fables.
no idea. I have
Feet
no idea.
Some of that
fables.
Pete
That
Fables,
was
that's
so
right.
creepy to me, though. I don't know
Listen,
crap
I
about
can
that.
show you. Now, the video's been taken down, but again, I got pretty close to Robin Lane. And Robin Lane was super, super paranoid about not just the interview that Chris McDonough didn't release yet, but very, very upset about this very weird video that tied the Feet Fables, that tied the Red Shoe Society, and very satanic ritual kind of stuff. And I was like, well, ignore it, you know, but she was so worked up about it that it was like, why, Robin? Like, why is this what's hitting home for you? It was weird. And I know I did a live about it then, but that video that she was worried about, I went to play it the other day, and it says it's been taken down. So I'm not sure.
Well, you know, it seems like, I guess it may be me, but I just assume, maybe I'm reading it wrong, but it seemed like this missing child case. It's like whenever the guy from America's Most Wanted, whenever John Walsh, you know, done it. Seemed like it was just not getting any exposure whatsoever. Nobody in the United States knew anything about it unless you was watching the news features from right there in Tennessee or North Georgia, places like that. I mean, we was all just wondering how in the world if the news ain't hearing about it, then how is all this coming up about these shoes and this movie and all this crap about these missing children? How is all this being affected? They tried their best to push that whole cult thing. They really done a damn number on us on that to keep pushing that. I mean, they wanted to emphasize the cult thing. It was unreal.
Yeah.
I mean, I just couldn't. It seemed to me like it was all. You couldn't help but think. And it's still some people. If you're a skeptic or not, you can still look at you can see the reason, see why you can understand why people can think this is all just a complete. It could be considered a complete ruse. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the way they've manipulated. They've just. If this was, I've always said this since whenever Don and Candace was coming to YouTube. You know, they done it right off the bat. If there was ever a trial, you know, about this child, if it ever comes to that point, if they ever get any kind of, you realize how hard it would be for a district attorney or a state's attorney to actually try somebody that's affected this, you know, as far as this case is concerned. It would be, there's so many things that's been stepped on and mashed. I mean, what evidence could actually be brought in that's not been, you know, that could be considered exculpatory evidence or whatever, because look at what's been.
Their own words, Griff.
Yeah.
Their own words on YouTube can and probably will be held against them, because for me, my channel has been used already in the Leilani Simon situation.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that what
so
they go around.
They could use your, okay, so they can use some of the stuff. Okay.
Yep,
I didn't know if
sure
that was completely whitewashes.
It counts as statements. That's why TBI told me numerous times they are watching everything. Anytime they're live and talking, the law is watching that. Or that's what the TBI told me anyway.
But what do you think, actually? I mean, if you, in your mindset, I mean, I know I was, when I first came into it right off the bat, being a parent, I was negative toward Don and Candace. I mean, when I seen the first interview they had, I just, the way they were acting, I was like, man, neglect. It had neglect written all over it. Then eventually when the child, we never seen the child's body show up. I kept looking at how these people acted. I kept thinking, there's no way in hell that these people are able to hide something like that in that neighborhood. And in that the way these people, their intelligence level, there's no way they're doing. There's no way that they're hiding this. That it can't be them. When I took a step back and had to look at it from a broader spectrum instead of being so biased to the fact that they were, you know, bad parents, I started looking at them by all sides. But really, to me, if it was a missing child, it's like in Michael Vaughn's case. If the child was taken and taken somewhere else, you know, could it be possible? I mean, I've speculated on this too, that maybe somebody at that church that seen the living situations, you know, that they were living in, that wanted a child. Could it be possible that something like that could have happened, you know, without the Wells knowing about it, to where this child could actually be better off where they're at, you know? It's just my opinion. I mean, that's what, as far as I'm concerned, I'm still stuck on the fact I can't look at the fact of thinking that she's possibly met her demise. I don't want to think that right now. But to me, if it was that case, we would have found something by now. We would have seen something, as far as I'm concerned. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but
well, go back to when Don told me, and there's certain things that upset people that I said live with Don, but it's because I needed to try and get Don off of the narrative I know that other people are controlling him to be on. For me, I do think that Don and Candace are guilty of what? I don't know. But for me, you're right. They're too stupid to get away with it on their own, right? But are they? Because Rose Blythe's still missing, right? So my thing is, I think there's more people, and I said from day one, several people should be locked up for whatever happened this summer. I don't think it's just Don and Candace. I think Summer was being used and abused by multiple people.
Well, what if it's somebody that actually was looking out for her? And I'm looking I see that point too. That maybe somebody that seen them, that might have been close in that group, that seen what the hell's going on.
But why is everyone talking about her being dead? You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Her own father and mother and the church folk.
You know why? Because that keeps the door open. In essence, because there's nobody. We know ain't nobody there. But to say that she's gone, they can still have the memorials. They can do all that stuff. They can still have the fundraisers. They can still do all that. It's a point of the drama. It's a type of, I've always said drama is like no closure equals more money, you know. As long as there's no door closed, you can't close the door in drama because you got to keep it open, keep a crack in it. By this being a fact that there is nobody, by them saying that she's met her demise, they can still, you know, they can still be productive on that level. They can make monetization on that, you know, off of the memories.
Don said they're never going to find the evidence, and then quickly said, because there isn't any.
Right. Oh, yeah. Don has been a
But he's a
plethora.
weirdo. Yeah, he's a weirdo.
Well, it's like when I remember one video y'all done, you and Chasing Truth done with him, and it really stuck with me. And it's still, I got the video. I mean, part of it, the clip when he made that comment when he's sitting right there with me at church, when you and Mark and Chasing was doing it with him, and he comes right out and just goes, he's got a tendency, if you allow him to control the narrative, just give him a question, he'll run on for hours on that one question. But it was something he said at that point, he said, yeah. He said, I was leaving to go to work that morning, and I know it was changed later. He addressed it later and fixed it, but he come right out and pointed it that direction toward that red truck, talking about the red truck was sitting there. The four-wheeler was stuck up on the hill right there outside the yard. The cop was sitting there. He walked by the side of the truck, and there was a woman in there. He knew it was a woman because she had long hair underneath the damn a blanket laid up in there. He asked the cop if he'd take pictures. The cop said, sure, Mr. Wells, go right ahead. We never got a report. He hit me like a ton of bricks. I remember that. I remember the look on Chasen's face, and she's like, "What?" And y'all made him say it again. So, what did you just say? I mean, making it like that was that morning. There it was. But it was just the things that he said over time, or even the thing about getting Mary involved with MS-13 done took him up there to the Boston Marathon or something and dropped him off, or some kind of crap like that when Candace was freaked out, or Candace supposedly going to jail for justice. There's people she had sent up there to the memorials. The vigils or whatever, had her up there, and she comes up to everybody. People told a stranger she ain't never met in her life up there underneath the damn pavilion, saying that, yeah, Don left last night and never come back home. You know, the things that they've just said to keep the controversy going, to almost where they were just feeding off of it. It's just been, it's been a field day for a lot of people. I mean, look at how many channels has made made their name off of Summerwell just off of that stuff like that. I mean, I ain't got to mention no name. You know what I'm talking about? But it's just a complete, there's no, I mean, again, it goes back to who we got we got enemy. We got all these evil people now, these monsters on YouTube that might have not a damn thing to do with Summerwell, but it's just like, they're living off of it too. They're enjoying the wealth of it too, over the demise of a little child. And it's just a mess all the way around.
It gets to be too much. Like, I don't even know. I want to keep her name alive, but most part, it's like, how do we do it? Tragedy Pimp said, I invite everyone to do their own research in the case. And exactly. The problem is there's so much fuckery in it that it's hard. You're going to get lost in it. How do you guys feel, Jenny and Griff, about... Do you think she's, well, I think we already know how you feel, but do you think she's still alive?
I cling to that. I do. I cling that she is. I cling to the fact that there's a possibility. I try to look at the bright side of it in a dismal world we live in, that maybe a good couple that might have, had problems trying to have a child, that, and I see going back to the only place it would be possible that she would know him from would have to be somebody maybe with Robin or somebody from that church that just, because I mean, you could. There's people that know how to get around things like that, and point taken, I've even pushed this speculated part of it, and again, this is all just the theories of mine, that even the fact of people think that local government can't keep nothing out of TBI's information, like keep TBI out of it. That's bullshit. The local government can keep secrets, away from TBI. It could be, as far as the speculation, my theory is, what if Ronnie Lawson knows what the hell happened to her?
Yeah,
the point is,
I do think that the Wells are the perfect family. That's one thing.
I mean, who wants to bring them back to her?
Whatever, they are
who wants to bring them back to that?
The perfect family to prey on, right? They have
drug
problems. They're piece of shit parents that they did neglect their children, right? So they are the perfect target. The thing, though, for me with statistics, and now I don't necessarily love statistics because, like, who's making these numbers up, right? But statistically, in where they live and the terrain, I don't believe it's going to be a stranger. That's all I can really feel.
Like the government, I think that if they had any kind of information that if they knew that child had met a demise, that somebody had ended their life, that I could see them being more aggressive to the fact that if they had any kind of thought that that's what happened to her, they'd be going very hard, at somebody. But the way they're acting now is almost, that's what pushes me toward that theory I'm saying, is it seems like it's the passiveness of it that they claim that they look like they have. They're really laid back. They're fielding information, but they don't have no more leads and anything. Like, it's almost as if you see where I'm going with it. It's like they know the truth, and they're not going to pursue that because they know she's in a better place. They don't want to pull her out of that. You know what I'm saying? It's like
I've definitely thought that. That
to me, it's just my opinion. I mean, that's just what I look at. It's kind of messed up, but I don't know. It just seemed like there's not a pursuing point of it. Because I'm telling you right now, if they had any kind of inclination that child, if they found anything that belonged to that child, them dogs would have got on the scent. I could see them just completely staying on top of them. They'd be interrogating the hell out of them. They'd be pulling. I mean, it's almost like it was a brush over. Like the one time with the lie detector test and all that kind of stuff, they're just a brush over, just completely like they were just going through the motions to make it all look like they were doing their job, and just let it just chalking it up as that, and then I didn't see the aggressiveness on it. That's what I guess that's my opinion. The way I looked at it. Maybe somebody's seen something different, but they didn't look like they were really aggressive toward it. And that helps. That to me makes me feel that way. I feel like that she's still okay. I'd love, it ain't for us to know, because I mean that's like I was going to say you a while ago. When I told people I was not going to talk about her no more, because I was not going to keep bringing her up, because none of my channel, my videos I had on her and all lives was monetized, because if I had her name in it, I wasn't going to do it. But the point was, if there's nothing else to talk about, I knew we was getting to the point now where we was going to go away from talking about her. We was going to talk about the damn other creators talking about her. It was going to be bringing the drama into it. I said, there's no sense in bringing her up. I had people, and I had people saying, oh, they agreed with me. And I also told them the same thing you said about what Galvagate said about, telling people to do their own damn research, do all that to stay on top of it. And they were all doing that. But when I stopped and started talking about other things, I'd have several people come in the chat that say, the first thing they had that question. I thought this was about summer. They want you to go back to that. People are just, I don't know. I mean, they talking out both sides of their mouth. I mean, they agree with you, but at the same time, they don't want you to stop talking about it.
Because how can we keep it talking, and how can we make it about summer? It hasn't technically been about summer from day one, in my opinion.
No, it hasn't. I think that's been the damn moxie of it all. It's just been an opportunity.
Not that some of us haven't tried, though.
I know.
Say.
Well, that's where we get muddied up into it. We're all part of it. That's the whole thing that really upsets me is there's people that has tried.
We're humans, and we aren't detectives. We don't have the credentials like them. So, and I think that's where, like the law, keep them talking as long as you're comfortable. Okay, cool. But at the same time, we also don't know what's helpful, what's not helpful. It could be the littlest thing that's the puzzle piece law is looking for. But I already knew from day one. I said it very vocally from day one. I said this is designed to be a cold case, and we're damn near a cold case. We just had Pruitt tell Andy they're not getting no new leads. What makes a cold case? Google it. 3 years and no new leads. So that's scary.
It's almost like it was designed from day one. I mean,
it was designed from day one. Yeah. Designed to be a cold case.
Everything's falling into place. I mean, that's why it seemed like we're going out in left field, way over here, and we're coming back over here. I mean, look at what you had in here. You had people with damn spirit boxes. You had people that was from that whatever the hell that was. We had people, conspiracy theorists all over the place. I mean, this was just a bed. It's just a honey hole, for exploitation at its finest. I mean, no matter what anybody says, it's exploitation whether you look at it or not. I mean, no matter what you're doing. The fact of the matter is, this case was designed that way, and that's kind of that's just a kind of disappointing thing for me.
Summer sells, right?
I know.
You remember that?
Yeah, I know. Look at the milk carton damn pictures of the damn shirt, t-shirts and shit like that, and I mean, just the things that we kept getting. That even Candace, I mean, they were feeding us information. The pictures and everything that was being displayed. That was just feeding everybody. I mean, how many stories we do about the damn tote in the back of the damn car?
I never believed the tote in the back. I never believed that tote in the back.
We had
But
people doctoring up videos trying to make it look like it was a damn car, but everything out is unbelievable.
well, what
I
do we
just said
know
that ain't no
about
damn.
that new
I said
car?
that ain't no damn tote. That was a car. I could tell the damn car in the background. But I mean, you
Yeah,
had
that
people arguing
wasn't
with
a
me.
tow. No, but what do we make about the Subaru that they got that was new, not what, a year
Yeah.
before Summer's disappearance? They
And
say
why
it's
did
in
he
her
take it to
name.
work? Why did he take it that day? Why did he take it that day? What made him decide to take that vehicle that day instead of taking his truck? That really just floored me. And then also when Penny
I'll
come
be
out,
honest with you, I always thought that that was Don's way of, well, fine, Candace, you're not leaving the fucking house. Like, you're not
yeah,
spending, like, you know what I mean? I always
right,
thought
right,
that was a
right, right.
control thing, to be honest, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't know.
Well, it's just like whenever that shortly before that, where everybody was curious about did Don stay at work all day, and then all of a sudden it come out that Don had not stayed home all day, and did not stayed at work, that he'd left and went somewhere. Well, then when Penny and Scott H was putting out the triangulation, when they found out about the old Wells Cemetery, right there off 71 or something like that, what the time frame was. It's almost like everything that we was fed just worked into a perfect scenario to where all this shit fits, but it's nothing to do with the case. It doesn't fall back into place. And they always pulled back. It's always a drawback. I don't know. It's almost like we was in a small pond, and everybody had the reeling rods in there just feeding us worms everywhere we looked. We wasn't getting anywhere. But I don't know. It's just sickening. The pictures of her dancing in the rain out there by that damn drum, out there in the front yard, with the for sale or whatever like that written on it. I mean, come on. I mean, there's so much. Just nothing's made sense. Even from her first point, whenever she said that she walked to the house and she said, "Okay, this boys, here's your sister. Keep an eye on her." And she turned around and she walked back outside and then goes back in 2 minutes later. I mean, everything. And of course, Don said, "Well, her 2 minutes might not be 2 minutes. It might be a little longer than that."
Oh, it went from 2 to 5 to 10 to 20, didn't it? With Chris
exactly. It was unbelievable. It depended on what fit the scenario. And of course, then you got Allie, God rest her soul, but Allie and everybody else and Hunter with their speculations. I mean, look at the people that's been drawn into this. I mean, during the time.
Well, that's been weird from the beginning.
Yeah.
Why were they talking from day one about, well, Hunter came home and we asked him, was she alive? Was she alive? Why are you asking if she's alive? Like,
Well,
I wouldn't
Andy,
think that of a normal
exactly.
day.
And then Andy, right off the bat, he's coming down there to get his child. He's going to send a biker club up there to get his damn child.
Right.
I mean, all this is going on at the same damn time. All this shit's going on, and of course, then bam, he's all about Summer and don't have a clue what the hell happened either. And we've had them, Hunter change his damn story so many times.
He's just about the money. Yeah, we know what he's
Pretty
about,
much.
right? Yeah.
Man, it's just been a damn. I mean, like I said, you've been in it as long as I have. It's just a lot of people. A lot of these people is talking about it now. They ain't been around that long. They haven't been here since damn when it first broke ground. But it's just, I mean, it's the aggravation of trying to figure something out when you think you found something, think you got something. And like I said, when that CPS report come across my email, and I was like, damn, this is interesting, but I can't put it out because it's going to end up doxing that woman because somebody at that CPS office is going to know where it come from because they're going to have the same damn report. That damn place can't be that big. They're going to come out about it, especially about the child. Oh, I'll just run with it. I said, no, I can't do it. I ain't going to do it. Well, I'm going to run with it. Imagine the views I'm going to get. It's like what come out of her mouth. I mean, just that right there. I was like, man, when did this? That was early. Like I said, that was in the same year. But it was, just all about what they were going to do for themselves then. It just, I don't know. You can't help but get mad. You get frustrated. That's what caused a lot of, and the way these other people are, I'm telling you, these trolls and these people that's working behind the scenes, they manipulated a bunch of us. They caused us to be at each other, talking trash. I know I put out some videos about you and Mark. I put them out about Benny. I mean, I had people working me. Like I said, I was new to this thing. Never been in it before in my life. And they were working me pretty good. And they damn sure they damn worked me real good. I mean, they made a fool of me looking back on it. But they've done it to everybody. Everybody was being done that way. I mean,
finally, I was like, fuck this. And people were like, you don't know this. It's like, I can't follow all that fuckery because that's not about Summer. Like, I finally had to give up following all of that other stuff. Like, I couldn't do it anymore. It was too much. And that on top of trying to deal with the Wells 24/7 at the time, there was just no way. I was dying. Like,
and that's
real.
when you
I
piss them off.
Sick. Yeah.
That's when I really pissed them off. Whenever I got to where me and Benny wasn't fighting with each other no more, and me and him got to talking, oh, that pissed them off. I mean,
Oh,
what the
it
hell?
does. Yeah.
This is wrong. What are you doing? So then they had to
So
bring in Ernie. Give me somebody else to fight. Go after. Of course, he's just not no fun no more.
I
He
want to
just-
know how you guys feel. Jenny, we'll start with you. How do you feel knowing that some of these people, like the Jody Sue, has been watching us since before Summer disappeared? How does that
yeah.
make you feel, Jenny?
Well, it's kind of weird because I wasn't on YouTube before, Summer disappeared, but I did hear her talk about watching AV Watchman
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
AB, and I
And a
was like,
few
wait a
others,
minute.
yep. And she was
Mhm.
around in the Chris Watts days and all of the fuckery. She even knew who I was.
Well, she also like at times will say she was never on YouTube before,
Right, but she done fucked up
never watched
about
it.
a month ago when she listed everybody,
hmm
like you said, and she's like, I was watching every, and then she brings it back to Watts Island and names a few people, and I'm like, well, and what did I say day one? I said, I know some of these suspects have been watching us from the time before Summer was disappeared, vanished without a trace. That has made me feel weird, which again, with all of
Do you
the
think that
fuckery and
correlates?
productions. Yes, I do. I do. Because I do think that Tim Mullins is heavy in this. How does that make you feel, Griff?
Look, that right there just it answers a lot. I didn't know that she actually come out and said that. I've been
Yep,
curious about that for a while,
she
but
sure has.
it seems like it all fit. Everything just fit meshed into too easy. It's, there was too much. There was too much back and forth with people. There was never, when Tim Mullins got into it, I was questioning that before he would come in. Why there was not a spokesman for the family that was talking to the press and everything instead of Don Wells and his wife getting up there when the child's missing. I mean, first people are going to go after his parents. They're going to ask them questions. But the way
Well,
they were freely coming on the interviews on YouTube, I was like, what is going on here? I mean, look, back when I was growing, before YouTube and all this kind of stuff, it was Inside Edition or hard copy or something like that. They were the ones that was doing all that kind of stuff. They was, you didn't have no, or interviews on 2020 or something like that.
they could have. They could
right.
have. Here's the thing. I know my first contact, I messaged Don and Candace right around June 28th, whenever that first news thing that come on that we saw, which was same day that Teresa, who was the better half of Unmasked, did her interviews and stuff. So then I watched that night. I immediately messaged them. July 9th was the first time Dawn texted me back. Sorry, you were in my spam folder. Like, thank you for, your wishes and whatever. And that's when we started talking heavily. July 9th, I knew there was a Tim Mullen. I just didn't know it was Tim Mullen. Okay.
Right.
He was telling me that was an attorney friend. He wouldn't say his name, but I knew Tim Mullen's presence as from day one of speaking.
Right.
Now, I was told they could have been all over and been on national television. Tim Mullen, well, the person at the time who was an attorney friend, who we all know today as Tim Mullen,
Right.
was stopping all that.
Really?
And yes, really. And he came out himself because I came out and a couple other people like, why are you stopping that? Summer could be plastered, and because Summer is well known, but she could be more well known. She isn't global, okay? She's not.
Well,
Why?
you also know that
Tim Mullen did that on purpose. He wanted the smaller fire to put out, he said.
There was also some other people, some YouTube creators that had made themselves, that had inserted themselves into relationships with Candace, with Don, talking to him through Facebook and stuff like that, shortly after she disappeared. One from Georgia, I'm not going to mention her name. She got to know her. She's the one that made a phone call to Dr. Phil and told him about the child that was found. I just want to say her name. I ain't going to say her name. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
Also, you had another creator that basically got herself infatuated thinking that Don was going to run off with her, and then all of a sudden she become enemy. She become back. She's against them now because it didn't work out that way. The one that lives up there beside them that done an interview with the police department, with the news people, acting like she didn't know them, but she did know them because she's done all these damn shows on them on YouTube about them. Miss PG, but you had Gigi also. Gigi and was affiliated with them too. Gigi got pissed off right off the bat. Remember that? Well, she got mad because she basically was pushed away by Don Wells and them. That might have been shortly after Tim Mullins got involved. But yeah, she was the inside track at one time. So there's been a lot of these people that that's made themselves part of that damn family, made that part of that relationship with that family, just trying to get inside information. That is really messed it up too.
And it hasn't worked.
No, it hasn't.
She's still gone. Tomorrow is 1,020 days, you guys.
I know. It's amazing. That just blows my mind. I don't know what I'd do if my child was missing that long. I mean, I couldn't live like that. There's something would have to give. I mean, I'd be mad as hell.
Where do we go from here? Do you think, you guys? Jenny, where do you think we go from here at 1,020 days with all of this that's been going on for 1,020 days? Where can we go from here to keep her face and name alive? It's hard, right? I know. I don't mean to put everyone on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
I just
no, it's true.
The only thing that for me that I can think of is to try to dispel some of the misinformation. Because like we were talking about the CPS reports, that's foundational misinformation. People still today say things that came from that.
And have people held accountable for it. Have these people held accountable for it. That's my biggest issue. I understand, but dispelling it or actually going out there saying these rumors ain't real. But whenever we can pinpoint the actual accuracy of where this information came from, where just like I was telling you about the CPS report, whenever that come out like that, don't just dispel it. I understand that's true to do, but by God, I think there's some accountability needs to be held here. There's a lot of people out there that's been able to get away with this stuff that they've done it on other cases too. Previous to this, that it continues to go on. Where you get yourself affiliated, and you make yourself, you're not impartial no more. When you're part of the family, you're getting involved in shit like that, and then all of a sudden, all this skullduggery's coming out. These rumors, these hearsay, these innuendos, and if they got a point of origin, it needs to be held accountable. I mean, we had one creator not too long ago that had a lawsuit against her, for stuff that she was doing. Well, if that case is going down that way, why can't some of these people, defamation is one thing, but if you're sitting there misleading people during an actual ongoing investigation, I've always thought about maybe if there's any way of putting that in law to get a law made in her name, instead of having all these, these petitions in her name, having actually like the laws they have on a certain child in certain situations that's made it where it's safe for kids, like Lacey's law or something like that. They got certain little laws, just maybe. I don't know.
The issue where it gets like really messy right there is that there's nothing wrong with people speculating and discussing, and that's what people put it under. Like
I think
when
that's
it's
the problem there.
Yeah,
right.
They put
that information, that disclaimer that gets out there and says it's for entertainment value only. I think that's where it really
that was in front of the CPS. That was in front of the CPS report. It was said repeatedly, like this is for entertainment purposes only. I'm like, this is not entertainment.
God, that's unbelievable.
Not at all.
Sorry, I gotta just be petty for 1 minute. just because I hear that the Jody Sue Brown is live and playing us, I just need to repeat what a psycho she is, and she's dangerous. Jody, why do you go after court to get a matching shirt to this monster? Jody, make it make sense, all right? Please call Pruitt and have a phone call like Andy did and clear yourself, because the bullshit you're trying to put around, it's not fine. Call Pruitt, all right? Offer to go in for a lie detector, and I'll let you know what Andy's wearing tomorrow so you can go shopping, all right? Fucking psycho.
Now she's gonna say that me and Griff said what you said.
I said it. Me. My mouth. I turned my camera on for the bitch. That was me, not Jenny, not Griff. Unless Griff took some estrogen overnight. I'm not sure.
Her voice changed.
Shit.
It reverted.
Add it to the list.
To be fair, I don't I don't think that she had anything to do with it. My
No.
issue is the misinformation around Summer's case,
Mhm.
around her
Right.
timeline, around trying to bring her actual issues that she has in her life to
Mhm.
make
Yeah.
that part of Summer's case.
Yeah.
That's what, and then now
Well,
it's
she's got to
turned
be for the
into
forever victim. So she'll
right.
throw Andy under the bus. She'll throw
Yeah, that's
everyone
what.
else
Yeah,
under the bus. But
yeah, exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
I
That's
don't.
that's her life, and I don't care about
That's
That's
that.
the no
sad.
closure
No.
equals more money.
cares.
That's the drama part of it. That's that no closure
Listen,
equals more money. As long as you keep that door open, it keeps pushing it that way.
as
It's
long
just
as she keeps making Summer's case more of a fuckery than it already is, I gotta a petty with a purpose with that one.
Well,
yeah.
it's turned into her lying about us and saying that we've
Mhm.
done things that we have not done, and it's weird to watch because it's like something's not there. Like, how are you connecting these things that aren't connected? How are you rewording something in a way that it sounds malicious? How
And
are
you know, it's not
you know what I
really so
mean?
much. Right. It's not so much the fact that she's doing it, that she's saying all this. If that was just the case, if she was standing over on an island by herself and she was just hollering that stuff out and nobody's listening to it, it'd be one thing. But there's actually people that are listening to this that are
Yeah.
not even trying to take time to research it, to look at it, to do any kind of vetting of it. They're taking it and running
Right.
with it.
There's
They're
people
enjoying it.
who tell her stuff. I finally figured out what was going on. People are telling her stuff, saying this happened or that happened,
And
and
she's
Hmm.
even
running
if
with it.
she doesn't believe another word they have to say, knows they lie about her,
Hmm.
then but she believes that and says she has receipts and concrete proof. Said she was going to see me in prison. I'm like, for what? Like, what
Oh,
crime have I committed? I've debunked you, I've laughed at you, and I've gone back at you to defend myself.
Yeah.
That's not a crime.
Yeah, that's how these people. Just look about how the people, how one minute they flip flop. Every one of them flip flop. Even the other creators. I mean, one minute they hate. They can say somebody can say the most hateful thing, say 20 things that are most disgusting as hell toward her, and then they say one thing that's actually that she wants to take and run with, and she'll cherry pick it. She'll cherry pick the information that she wants, and she'll run with
yep.
that. But she don't want them, don't want to say it
Always.
all out there.
Always. That happens all the time. But anyway, she's boring. Back to she
Yeah.
does, I swear. Like we record it for posterity because of the threats that she's made.
I
But
literally
I
fallen
can't watch
asleep
her.
listening to her. No, she is
I
the
cannot
human
watch her anymore.
NyQuil. Yeah.
And it's been so
Jody too.
nice.
Yep.
I can't lie. I've done that too. I ain't gonna lie. I've done that. In the middle of the night, wake up and give me a bowl of cereal or something, and I'd go on YouTube and I see her on there and I sit and listen to it with earbuds in my ear. And then finally I
And you
doze
fall
off.
right
I
back
go to
asleep.
sleep. I
Yeah.
go right back
See?
to sleep. I ain't gonna lie.
Well,
I have to tell the
she
truth.
did. You have to think about like what is threatening and why it's threatening to her. Tracy and I are very threatening for some reason. I don't know what that is.
She's
Ryan
threatened by
was
other females for sure.
Ryan was extremely threatening to her. She went after him hard.
But why though?
He
What
hadn't
has
done
he
anything.
done?
He had nothing. He's looking for Summer.
Yeah.
Which
Ryan, you
makes her
rebel.
makes her look a certain way. I don't necessarily believe that, but a lot of people believe that she had something to do with it because of things like that. So it's not helping her to do that.
I think that's the whole thing that she's been planning. I think that's a bad thing about it. Is you got to look at that from that point of view. So many people have been made of monsters. These people were created a monster out of because she talked to the damn news people, telling them that she walked down at the end of the damn. She had a purse on her shoulder, going down there to plant flowers. And the damn, who does that with a damn purse on your shoulder? Who's gonna plant flowers? You ain't gonna do that with no damn plant. You ain't gonna. It's the shit that she's done, and they made her. Oh, she's got to have something to do with it. And of course, her situation with Andy, and yeah, she's growing on us. It's almost like if you take her out of the equation right now, you're going to end up pissing her off. She got to be there. We can't just all of a sudden just all we all unanimously vote that no longer are we going to talk about Jody Sue. Jody Sue does not have nothing to do with Summer Wells. We all agree on that right now. That would just end her world. Her world would completely go to hell. She couldn't handle that. I think that's like a lot of them. It's not just her.
I mean, it's been
Okay,
said
I'm
many
gonna
times
call
before.
Pruitt on Tuesday because it probably closed on Monday.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna say, is Jody Sue a suspect? If he says no, everybody leave her the fuck alone and stop listening.
Or if he does like Ronnie Lawson did and said,
yeah,
everybody's still a suspect. Everybody's still a suspect. He
yeah,
covers his
that
ass
would be
on that
interesting.
one. Everybody's
Now,
still a suspect.
if Ronnie and Pruitt say two different things, that's fucking crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like if Andy called Ronnie Lawson, what would Ronnie Lawson say?
That would be, that's a good idea.
That would be interesting.
That'd be a good idea.
Andy's like, dang it. I
know, Andy. No, Andy, I know. No.
I done tried. I can't do nothing right.
In all fairness, though, if I'm not mistaken, it is Pruitt who is the head detective, if I'm not mistaken, over Ronnie Lawson. So that was the one to call. But it would be interesting because I don't know how far I've ever really trusted Ronnie Lawson, as far as you can throw him. And he's a Andy, I'm sorry.
Well, that stuff he did, the stuff he had with what the hell was the? I see Andy on here. What the fuck? the point when Ronnie Lawson, when his brother was his brother, and that other kid that came up missing, where he found was it his brother he found with a child on the property when that child came up missing prior to it? Was that who it was? It actually, she lived in the same house that. She lived on the same property, right? That
it was
that Don and Candace.
Yes.
It was the same property.
Ronnie Lawson's cousin,
brother, I think.
Something.
Cousin,
brother.
Something. Yeah, he ended up finding him with the girl. Found the girl with him. He claims he rescued her or whatever, but that was kind of a weird situation too. That was brought up, but it was actually the weird part about it was she actually lived in that house before Don and Candace lived there. She from what if I ain't mistaken. I think that's what I remember being had something to do with that.
What on 110?
Mm-hmm.
Because that was Donald's parents' property.
No, actually that other woman. No, they had that other woman that had it prior to Don having it. Remember, she signed over the title to the deed to him. It was that woman. I can't remember her name. Somebody get it. Like I said, it depends. All this stuff was in my head at one time. I just throw it right out at you. But she owned the property. The old woman that she was trying to buy up all kind of property. And then she ended up moving to Utah. She moved to Utah out there. She was actually affiliated with a school or college or something out there, a professor. Clyde Trent. Thank you. KR. Clyde Trent. It was her daughter, I think it was. One of her granddaughter or something that came up missing from that area. I think I may be wrong on that, but I'm trying to. It sounds like it was that's about right.
I remember there was a child found by them and on the Ronnie Lawson, something to do with Ronnie Lawson's family member's property. Yeah.
And it was but they found her on that property with one of his either brother or cousin, or so it was kinfolk of his, and he's the one that found them. That was what I gathered on. That kind of got me speculating on him anyway, kind of. Misrepresentation. It's kind of weird. I mean, then of course everybody wanted to jump on the bandwagon because he had one of them mugs had one of the coffee cups on the table,
which was sent to him, I think. But
right.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing's been a damn. It's just I just don't know where. There's no way to try to clean it up. I tried. Me and my wife both sat there and tried to think about how. What could you get? What could you bring out of this stuff? I mean, I never want to. I would go back. I would never change it. I'd go back, and there's no way you could change if you go back and try to start this over, because the way these other people are, they're going to affect you the same way. I mean, you're still going to have the same thing go on. But as far as when I first seen it on YouTube, it just kind of hung to me. I couldn't get off of it, and I was fixated. I mean, I'm still fixated. I'm not as bad as I was. Because it was like, man, I just felt like one of these days it was almost like it was fixing a bit like a Coke fixing to erupt. You and shook up the Coke and take the top off of it. It's going to explode. And I just waiting any day to see that child just pop up. And I hated even the thought of that they were going to find her. Whenever the searches, I hated even the thought of I didn't want them to find her. At the same time, I did because I wanted a little bit of closure, but I wanted the closure, but at the same time, I didn't want the closure to be that way.
Right. Yeah.
I just wanted it to be something else.
I need to run. I'm sorry, but thank you so much for having me up. I just really wanted to clarify the whole CPS rigmarole. Mm-hmm. But thank you so much, and it was so nice to meet you, Griff. I've seen you a lot.
No problem. I appreciate you. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Like I said, I'm gonna get off here too shortly. I got to go. I got to go to bed. I got to get up in the
So
morning.
have a good night.
I got practice. I got to go to in the morning.
Happy Easter, you guys. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and
too.
end this. I'm going to be live again tomorrow, but I appreciate you guys paneling up. And yeah, I mean, having a discussion is definitely helpful. Yeah, cleaning it up. I don't know we can do that anymore, Griff.
Yeah, I know it's going to be tough to do, but you know, I just think everybody needs to worry about their kids and think about everybody at home. You know, during this time, during this holiday, especially. You know, spring break's coming up. You know, if you got kids, it's going to be out doing their thing. I know what I did when I was a teenager. I mean, just keep an eye on them, make sure everything's all right, make sure it's all covered. Worry about your kids instead of worry about everybody else's kids. Worry about your kids. You know, a little bit. Worry about your own self instead of worry about everybody else. And just that's the one you need to worry about. But yeah, I gotta get up in the morning. I gotta get ready. I got a concert we're doing tomorrow night over at the casino for Easter. So that'll be our first one back. Well, we're doing it without we got 2 guys in rehab right now, so we're waiting on them to get out of rehab next 2 weeks so they can go back on tour with us. But I got gonna do that concert tomorrow night just for Easter. But other than that, I'll check you out when I see you live again. I appreciate you having me on. I appreciate talking to you.
Talking, and also I want to thank you and your wife for helping domestic violence survivors like you do. I really appreciate that. So thank your wife for me as well.
Appreciate it. Yeah, everybody just needs to know that there's a way out, man. It's hard for them to speak out. Everybody wants to worry about the signs, their hand signs, everything. Man, if you know somebody, you can tell if they're being attacked. If somebody, hurting them, you know what's going on. You know both sides, especially if you know the couple. I mean, just ways of handling it. Just be somebody at least to listen to. You might not be able to pull them out of it.
Yep, people don't want to get involved in those situations, and so they stay silent. And for me, that happened quite a bit, right? People were all up in our house. We would have parties all the time, and they'd witness it, but everyone stay quiet because, they're afraid and they don't want the hassle from
and no law gets involved. You don't see the law involved. I mean, you have a lot of that happens. A lot of these people come in here and they're like shell shocked. They're woke. They don't realize, well, there ain't nothing on. He ain't got nothing in a police report. Well, you ain't gonna have police. You could still. That's like somebody saying, well, I ain't no drug dealer because I ain't never been arrested.
Right.
I mean, that's stupid as hell.
Listen, Griff.
I
do not have drug charges on my record.
Me neither.
I don't know how that happened in my 40 years, but let me tell you, I used to be a dealer.
I used to be. I know it.
I don't have drug charges, so
exactly. I did too, and I never got caught. Knock on wood. I don't do it no more. But back in the day, I'm surprised. But I've got buddies of mine that damn sure got caught. But then when somebody gonna sit there and knowing they're doing it, say, "Oh, I'm not a drug dealer because I ain't never been caught." Or I ain't never beat my wife. I ain't been in jail. That don't mean you ain't never done nothing to your wife. I mean,
it means nobody's talked yet.
Exactly. Nobody spoke up. Yep. All right, sweetie. I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all.
Happy Easter to you and yours.
Happy Easter to y'all too. Good night, sweetie.
Good night.
Night.
All right, y'all. I'm not going to keep you too much longer. I'm going to take my NyQuil and get some sleep. But Mr. is live tomorrow at 11. So check that out. It's not going to be true crime. It's just going to be Easter Sunday. It's just going to be a chit chat, coffee, hangout. And then I'm going to be live with the members tomorrow night. And it is going to be kind of trigger warning. And I'm going to check out the Jerks channel. Someone has sent me their link just a couple days ago. Andy, I appreciate you making that call. And I know that was probably hard because what if they come in here, let me drill you, let me hang on to you for 48 hours, whatever. You weren't afraid of any of that. And for someone that really does want answers to Summer, I appreciate the moves that you've made and the moves I know you're continuing to make. Because it might not seem like much now, but I see it as huge, okay? Whether it's helpful in Summer's case or not, I don't like seeing someone get abused and harassed and people using the system to further harass people that they can't physically get their hands on no more. And I am sorry. And he did fuck up. He did put hands on Jody Sue, and that's never the answer. He's admitted that. But he hasn't put hands on Becca. Becca wouldn't deal with it. I know that. That asshole. No, I'm kidding. I love Becca. But, just the the toxic situations. You can't always. I know people have pressed my buttons to the point to try and make me put hands, and that's what the true monsters really want. They want to press, press until the fucking bear turns around and takes a swipe at you. And then, oh, good, because that's technically what they wanted, okay, if you want my opinion. But I mean, that really has nothing to do with Summer's case. But again, I don't like abuse, and I don't like seeing men are mostly silent and men don't fight this shit. Even women have trouble fighting it and they don't really fight it or voice it, but men are very much like that. They don't want to. It's like a man thing, I guess, you know what I mean? But anyway, it's my opinion that Andy was definitely in a toxic relationship and continues being abused. So here on this platform, you're going to help him get that attorney, and we're going to help him fight. Because again, to me, it might not be anything at all to do with Summer's case, but I don't know that. Him making that call and taking that step for me was huge in Summer's case. Because now where do we go from that? Do we trust Ronnie Lawson? Pruitt is the head detective on Summer's case, and Pruitt said, Andy Bernard, okay, his name is not in the concrete leads. He has nothing to worry about. Now, can they lie? Yeah, they can. All right? But that was the time where they could have hauled Andy in for at least a few hours anyways and drilled that man, and they didn't. Again, I repeat, they didn't take Andy's phone either. I repeat, they took Fred's phone, though. I repeat, the dogs hit on Fred's property where both the Wells ran to and spent an hour and a half at that night when TBI told them not to. But they also hit on Fred's truck. They didn't hit on Andy's truck. Now, earlier, Ryan made a post saying that because people were whatever with Andy searching, that Ryan, wouldn't be going to film the other property. But Andy was just in here just because Ryan can't go and film and search. That does not mean Andy can't. So again, I know that Andy's taking what I consider to be huge steps, helpful steps in Summer's case, and I thank him for that. And it's not easy on Becca either, going through this, who's trying to put herself through school and everything, but she's all for it. She's his cheerleader too, above and beyond. Yeah. So Fred, Ziggy, please have Fred call Pruitt. The very same Pruitt who said we should not put too much faith in the Fred Hill. Have him call Pruitt on Tuesday, record it, don't dirty delete shit, just call live. Let's hear what Pruitt says to Fred. What do you guys think? You want to hear Fred make the same call Andy did before we go? Just a thumbs up in the chat, y'all. Or yes, or no, or thumbs down. You want to hear Fred make the same call to Detective Pruitt that Andy B just made 4 days ago? Yes or no? Let's see it. Because you know what you can do. You can go on all over there and say, call Detective Pruitt, Ziggy, Fred. Call Detective Pruitt, Fred. Ask them if you can come in and do more questioning or lie detectors, Fred. Don't put too much faith in what Fred is saying. Checkmate, Ziggy.